Hello, my name is Veronique and welcome to my channel. In this space, what I do is I test makeup for a mature skin, and what I also do is I scour the internet to find tips and tricks to help my makeup look youthful and up to date. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the tips and tricks that I have found this year to give me a bit of a lifted look in my makeup application, the complexion side of things. So without any further chit chat, let's get into the good stuff. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do the old techniques on my left hand side and I'm going to do the new techniques on my right hand side, just to see if actually these tips and tricks actually make any difference at all. I think they do, but it'd be good to see maybe side by side. My first step, which hasn't changed at all, is priming my skin. So I'm just going to use a lovely primer and I'm going to pop that all over my face. Oh, I really do enjoy this little Hello Good Stuff from Essence. I will link all the products that I use down below in case I go a little bit too quickly. One of the new tricks that I have now learned is priming my under eye. So I'm going to use this primer from Wet n Wild, and what this is it's a hydrating primer. I think if you've got dry skin, you could probably use this all over your skin, but my skin is not dry at all, but my under eyes are. So I'm going to just take the tiniest little bit and I'm going to pop that underneath my eye, just to prime under there. First step is going to be foundation. I'm going to use Revlon's foundation today, and this part hasn't really changed for me. All I do is take my product, put it onto my sponge, and then I concentrate on the middle of my face first, and then work out from there. Foundation is done. I'm happy with my application. Now I'm going to contour my face. I really enjoy the Match Stix by Fenty Beauty. I have not been able to find an affordable brand with this particular color, which is quite a cool cool brown, almost grayish brown. So this is what I'm going to be using for today, but let me just show you how I use it now. So I'm just going to get my mirror so I can see what I'm doing because these eyes are not so good. I used to go right in the hollow of my cheek, pretty much a straight line, and then I also then would make a line underneath my chin. Now what I do is I take my finger at an angle, take it down like that, and then make an L shape under my ear like that. So let's blend and see if there's any difference. I'm just going to use a fluffy brush. Let's go this side first, and I'm just going to use dabbing motions. And also make sure that I'm blending upwards. Sure, so right off the bat, that's actually quite astounding really. This side of my face already does look lifted. I chose this side to use because the side of my face is a little bit, you know, I'm not symmetrical. So gravity has definitely played a part here. So this one does definitely sag a little bit more than what this side. But my gracious, look at that already. Already it does look like it's a bit lifted. That's quite astounding actually. Hey, we like a good tip. So now what my next step would be to use bronzer all over the face, which I'm now going to do on the side of my face. And bronzer was just a bit of a line over here and then two lines on my forehead. I'm going to just quickly blend that in. Instead of starting with my bronzer on the other side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blush, and I'm going to take a cream blush. I have thoroughly enjoyed using a cream blush, and I'm going to take a little fluffy brush and I'm going to pop it on like that, and now I'm going to place it quite close to underneath my eye. So my placement is going to be very, very high, and I'm going to take it just into the eye socket here area, and I'm just literally just going to dab it on like that. And I'm going to just take it up a little bit, a tiny little C shape. Now we're going to have to trust the process because I'm not going to walk out the house looking like I'm ill. Now I'm going to take my bronzer, and instead of drawing it straight on my face, I'm going to take a brush, same one that I used here, and I'm going to just pop that straight onto my brush, like so, and with a stippling motion, just underneath my blush placement and just above my contour, I'm going to now just stamp the bronzer in. I'm going to take it up into my hairline just to diffuse and soften the edges here. And what's left, I'm going to just do my little L-shapey guy here. And I actually prefer the method of putting my bronzer on with a brush as opposed to putting it straight onto my face, because I think that it looks a lot softer. Right, now I'm going to put my blush on where I used to do it, and my blush used to go on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, sure. It's actually quite astounding actually while I'm watching the process of how different my face looks on either side. This side definitely looks a lot more lifted, which is my look. That's what I'm going for. Right, concealer. So my concealer, how I used to do my concealer is I would take a super bright light shade, pop that in the corner of my eye, and then take a shade that is closer to my foundation shade, and then just pop it in like that. And using a sponge, I would then blend that in. Right, that's my old way of doing it. Now, the new way that I found to do my under eyes is a very new little technique. So let's see if it actually does make any difference. I'm going to take the shade that is closest to my foundation shade, and I'm going to pop that now on my eye. And using my sponge, I'm now going to blend that in. On my eyes, my concern for me is the bags under my eyes. So this tip that I have found is supposed to eliminate the look of the bag. So taking my very lightest shade of my concealer, I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on the back of my hand, and then taking the skinniest little brush that I can find, I'm going to dip that in. Okay, so it looks like a little pencil. Tipping my head down, lovely angle, I'm now going to draw this light concealer, I should say, right into the line or the bag. Like that. And then I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to try and blend that in. Just trying to concentrate it to try and do something with the shadow, I suppose. That's what the idea is. And these nails are quite long, so I'm going to take a little brush and I'm going to just get in like that. Can we see a difference? I think it's very subtle. I actually think maybe there is a bit of a difference. What do you think? I think there might be a bit of a difference. What I used to do on this side is I used to set my under eye with a bit of powder, which I'm going to do. I've actually stopped doing that now. I did a little test a little while ago on a whole lot of concealers, and I actually found that the concealer on my mature skin performed a bit better with no powder. So I'm just going to pop the little powder underneath there, because that's what I used to do. Okay, that powder's done, but what I've just realized is I haven't contoured my nose, which is a fairly new thing. That's probably why I've forgotten it. So I'm going to do half my face. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to take my bronzing stick and I'm going to just pop it now on the very top of my nose where this bone is here, and just a tiny little bit underneath my nose. Here we go, just like really, really tiny, and only on half, like that. Okay, let's see if it makes any difference. I like to blend this with a little eyeshadow brush, quite a stiff one, and I just literally just blend it up into my eye socket, just to above my crease, like that. And a tiny little there. There we go. I actually think I like that. It look better on both sides, but that's the whole idea. Hey. My next step is going to be highlighter. Placement for highlighter has also changed. So I'm going to take it here on my old side. I'm going to put it right quite close underneath my eye, where I always used to pop it right on the top there, and then I would take it onto my forehead. I did stop this in the middle of the year because I really don't enjoy what that looks like on my forehead, because it kind of emphasizes the texture, which is not what I want. On the new and improved side, I'm going to take my highlighter, and my placement is going to be just above where my bronzer was. I'm going to take a tiny little bit down the bridge of my nose, and the tiniest little bit on my cupid's bow. I've been doing that for years. Highlighter, I'm just going to the tiniest little bit on the outskirts of the bronzer. Here we go. It's subtle, and I really, really like what that looks like. This side seems to emphasize the lines and the wrinkles in my eye. How jolly interesting is that? And I've never ever picked that up. It's quite incredible what you can do with your placement of your makeup. Just the tiniest little thing can just create a whole totally different look. The next thing that I've changed is how I do my lips. What I do now is I take a little bit of my contour stick and I create a bit of a shadow underneath my bottom lip and on top of my cupid's bow. My lips are very, very thin. It just is what it is. It's genetic, and I'm not interested in having them all plumped up with filler. So this is how I do my lips. I'm just going to blend gently. And taking my lip liner, what I used to do is I would come quite sharp my lines. So it would be quite a prominent point, and then take it all the way down to the edge of the lips. Like that, and then I would underdraw the bottom of my lip and take it up and let that line meet like that. Then blend it a bit. Okay, now what I do is I create over the cupid's bow a little bit more of a rounder look. So I'll start also the same place. And then I don't go all the way to the end of my lips. I stop just a little bit before the end. Let's do this side here. Same thing. And blend. And then taking a favorite lip oil, I'm just now going to just pop that on my lips. My final step is going to take my pressed powder, and I'm going to just take it on a powder puff, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to from where I did my contour just below it, I'm going to just take a straight line like that. And taking a nice fluffy brush, wiping the excess off, and then just polishing the product in. And I think my face needs the tiniest bit more blush on this side, so I'm just going to take a little bit on my cream blush and just gently just tap it in. Okay, well, that is my makeup look done and dusted. I am very happy with my results on my right hand side of my face. I am quite astounded actually looking at my face side by side how just a couple of different placements can actually change what your makeup looks like. It is astounding to me, most especially this area over here. I actually, and for years and years and years, this is where I would wear my my highlighter. It just looks so much older. Hey, well, I'm very impressed. This 49-year-old looks like she's fresh-faced and fabulous on the side and nice and lifted, and I like it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, won't you give me a thumbs up? And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It would be so awesome to have you as part of the community. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.